11-pin match through 5.5. Brian Zeisig, front 4, 10-pin. Jason Belmonte went double, ring 10, double. We got us a ball game, folks.
Come on, Messenger, yeah!
What'd you say there, Rob?
Got the golden retriever to fetch the 10-pin.
How about not one, but two messengers? Check this out. Remember, we talked about having the mojo. This kid here, watch this. Not one, but two bird dogs coming over to take the 10 out. Determined retrievers. This is good stuff.
Messengers might need all the help they can get.
And I was talking to Brian today. He has a tournament later in the day at his main lanes. He says it's probably going to be a little bit more like a party, Rob. Oh, yeah. There may be a party at Zeisig's tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, you could just see the other players, too, as well. Jason Belmonte just gave him 5. You saw the reaction from Walter Ray Williams Jr. when he lost to Brian. I'll tell you what, nobody likes to lose, but if you're going to lose...
This is an okay way to go.
It wouldn't feel so bad losing to Brian Zeisig.
Has never won on the tour. He is an amateur. Lives just 15 minutes away. Jason Belmonte, 1 tour title on his resume, and it came here in the center. Man, how was that not a 3-bagger?
One-handed to knock those things over.
It's the excessive amount of ball speed.
So he needs to slow it down?
Well, that's the hard part for Jason is if he does get a little too slow, the ball's going to overhook. There's your line just inside third arrow. I think right now it's just a speed thing. And one of the big things that the players all talked about this week was, having to reduce ball speed to get the ball reaction down the lane. Jason Belmonte didn't have to do that because of his extremely high rev rate. But I think that's the reason why you've seen Jason leave 3 10-pins through 7 frames.
I asked Jason today, what does plastic mean to you? And he said one word, predictability. If you're dialed in, you don't move.
Come on.
Strike number 5 for Belmo in the title match.
Well, Rob, and that's a great point, but here's the thing that I think you need to understand. Everybody talks about the new equipment and how it does this and that and it increases scores, but it also tears up oil patterns. We are seeing the scores today not because the players are, well, it has a little bit to do with the fact that the players are throwing plastic, but it's how the oil is applied to the lane. Players have a good shot. There's a good shot out there and throwing bowling balls that don't beat up the oil pattern.
Left hand on knee. 10-pin stance.
Do it again.
And so when you have that, now the players just rely on shot making and repeatability. They don't rely on going and grabbing another ball or trying something that hooks more or less. It's one ball, everybody's on the same playing surface, and now it comes down to ability, who can make the shots, who can get their ball into the 1-3 pocket more so than their opponent.
Zeisig's second spare of this title match. Saying to us, I've been bowling for 30 years, but plastic balls, yeah, not since a kid, but he thought he had a bit of an advantage coming into this week. He drilled a couple plastic balls about 4 or 5 weeks ago and just started practicing 2 or 4 times a week for about an hour, hour and a half, and he felt, I got a pretty good chance coming in here because I have a huge head start in the practice world as far as throwing plastic balls are concerned compared to the normal pros who are out here every week changing balls, seeing different lane conditions, traveling, the wear and tear, everything.
Well, and here's the deal getting up in the 9th frame. If Brian Zeisig goes 9 spare or strike, he cannot be shut out in this match.
Zeisig gets the 7 to drop late, and the 10 as a buddy nudged up to it.
Well, that was huge because, remember, he did leave a pocket 7-10 in his last match. But this would have been the end of Brian Zeisig if he would have left a pocket 7-10. 7 goes late. Now, here's the deal. He spares here. He can strike out in the 10th frame for 247. Jason Belmonte can strike out 8th, 9th, and 10th for 247.
Drama. Zeisig takes care of the spare. So Zeisig sits down and Jason Belmonte steps up. Jason, you saw Brian throw back-to-back spares. What's the mentality here as you step up to close out your title match?
Honestly, I'm very confident that he's going to strike out. So my thought process right now is make him do it.
So Jason Belmonte saying, I'm going to strike out.
Jason Belmonte is going to finish the match first. He's going to be able to put all the pressure on Brian Zeisig. Here's the thing. Jason Belmonte strikes out. He can't lose either. So all the pressure is sitting on that man's shoulders right there if Jason Belmonte can perform in the 9th and 10th frame.
Oh, no.
Didn't like it, but gets them all to drop.
You know, we saw that in a couple earlier matches. I believe it was Mike Machuga on that right lane where the player got it a bit wide and didn't like it.
You know how.
And that ball just sucked up right into the 1-3. Check this out. He didn't like it off his hand. There's the turn, and there's the 6 slap and the 10 out.
Big, epic-esque break for Belmonte. 6 strikes in this match. 3 sets of 2-baggers for Belmo.
This is one of the best title matches I can remember in some time. Both players throwing plastic bowling balls, coming down to every shot in the 10th frame.
Gets them all to drop again. Pressure beginning to be elevated on Zeisig. That's 3 in a row. He has 2 more shots, does Belmonte. Zeisig has been very focused with that head down. You see a little peripheral vision kicking out right there, watching his competitor, but he has stayed in the moment. Not easy for an amateur.
Oh, he's bowled wonderfully. He's performed magnificently today. First time on television, takes care of the greatest player ever, and now going up against the 2-handed phenom from Australia, has a chance to win.
One more time.
Yes! Big 4-bagger for Belmo. 1 more shot for him. Oh, what a step-up job by your #1 seed.
One more time. Yes! Yes!
With a strike here, Jason Belmonte cannot be shut out in regulation. He would force Brian Zeisig to throw 3 in the 10th to tie.
What a closing job by Belmonte.
Well, he can't lose now.
Come on!
A 247, and he will take a seat and watch Zeisig step up for some mammoth shots.
Boy, you watch this shot here, and then right afterwards, Zeisig was out of his seat immediately, almost as if he knew Jason Belmonte was going to strike out.
Four shots in the right lane, 3 of them have been strikes for Zeisig. Must get a strike here, and he delivers. 2 more to go.